Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you're tuned in to watch this. Welcome to, we can call it episode 2, we can call it episode 3. Sorry we didn't get that out to y'all last week. Technical difficulties, we'll call it. I'm back, your host, John Garey, back here with Kelvin Jones, James Garey, Coach B. Evan Pruett, and the Brewman, Ryan Brewer. Fortunately, our boy Davo's not going to make this one. He's got some plans. We're not going to go into all that. But anyways, some exciting stuff last weekend. A lot of upsets in college football world. So, Brewman, I'll go to you first. How are we feeling, man?
John, let me tell you, vibes are absolutely immaculate right now. It was a great weekend, City of Dreams, man. It started out, shout out my alma mater, PD Academy, bringing home the state championship. Go Golden Eagles, all right? Started out the day with that dub. Went over to a tailgate, man. It was a fun little time, me, James, and David. Make our way to Williams-Brice Stadium. James and I had a good feeling. David had a good feeling until David didn't get let in the game. We had to leave David behind. We had a good feeling. The energy of Williams-Brice, it was rocking, fellas. If it ain't swaying, we ain't playing. And let me tell you, those cocks were rolling Saturday night. You couldn't hear yourself thinking there. What a way to go out. What a way to go out for the seniors, for me and James especially. Got the storm in the field. It was a lot of fun. Spencer Rattler is him. Juice Wells is him. Marcus Satterfield. Big shout out to Marcus Satterfield, man. I was the first one to dog him. James dogged him. Gamecock Nation dog. Everybody dogged the guy. And, he called it an immaculate game. 63 points against number 5 team in the country. Ran out of fireworks. What a night. What a night. Rolling into Pickens County this weekend. Got to dodge some cow poop on the way in there. The Cox going to be ready. We're going to be ready. We're going to talk a lot of noise. It's going to be a good weekend up in Clemson, I think, fellas.
Okay, so other than, the big time win against the Volunteers, maybe you didn't have enough time to watch any other games or see anything else, but you got any hot takes or anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, man. No really hot takes here, but how about the Vanderbilt Commodores, man? What a job Clark Lee is doing, man. You got a quarterback in Mike Wright that couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat with a football. He's just not accurate passing the ball. You got him leading you at quarterback. You can run. You got some receivers that are so slow they couldn't beat a pregnant lady. They'd come in third if they raced a pregnant lady. That's how slow some of those receivers are, fellas. But he's leading them. One more win. Probably not going to beat Tennessee, but 5 wins for Vanderbilt in year 2 is nothing to, turn your head about. Big Clark Lee fan. I think he's got the Commodores in the right place. I think they probably need to give him an extension. I don't see anybody else doing any better there. Big Commodore guy right now.
Yeah, I agree. Like, Vanderbilt's playing pretty good this year to, what the standard is down there in Nashville. Yeah, I don't know who else is doing better. James, you were with the Brewman down there in the concrete jungle. How'd you feel during that game?
I told you I was bringing the energy of Williams-Brice with me, and it was brought. You can ask Ryan. I was going up and down the stands.
Yeah.
But I got to give a shout out to Marcus Satterfield, man. Back against the wall. He knows the contract expires in December. He knows that shadow is coming, and he nutted up, and as Cam Smith nutted up, he nutted up, and they performed on offense. They brought it. A couple things, fellas. I told y'all on the first episode, Florida State's legit. They're legit. They're ranked ahead of UNC, which means they're the second best team in the ACC, based on the new CFP rankings. I think if Florida State and Clemson were to play again, I think Florida State beats them. Florida State is going to beat Florida this week. Florida's going to beat Florida State by 2 scores this weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Florida State's legit. They got Jordan Travis. He's a dog. Potential transfer candidate if something happens down in Florida State. He'd probably be top dog in the transfer portal, but he's really freaking good. And they got the right guy at quarterback, and they got the right guy head coach.
I don't even know what to say about that. That's
Beat
just,
LSU. LSU's 5.
I mean, LSU's about to, drop anyway, so it's not even like it's a big deal. I mean, they're going to lose to the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship. So why does it even matter if they're 5 right now? It really
I do
doesn't.
think that Clemson and Florida State is going to be them just playing against each other in the ACC championships for the coming years. I don't see any other team competing with those two in that conference.
Isn't this the last year the ACC is having like divisions?
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Nice.
And we will be playing Florida State every year, so I'm not really worried about that.
And it'll be good games.
I mean,
The rivalry's back, John. Unfortunately.
I mean, sure you can call it a rivalry, but us on the past 8 years, I don't know what rivalry you're talking about, but I mean, I can make the same argument for the Shamecocks.
Oh, here we go.
What, 8 years? I mean, what? That's not much of a rivalry game anymore.
We'll see about. Let's just say we'll see about that this weekend.
Florida State. I told you they were a top 20 team, and now they're sitting at 16.
Okay, I mean, well, we'll save that topic for another day. Kelvin, we'll swing it on over to you.
Yeah, man. First, I mean, I want to. You'll probably never ever hear me say this again. I want to give a shout out to Georgia Tech. They've turned their season around since they fired Jeff Collins. Like, I mean, you were looking at Georgia Tech like, oh, they're going to finish 1-11, 2-10. But Brent Key has actually made them into a, I guess, somewhat decent team. I guess. I mean, they're probably going to get steamrolled by Georgia, who's favored by like 33, I think, this weekend. But like, from the way that they played in the beginning of the season to how they're playing now, if they were to play like this from day one, they would have easily been in a bowl game this year. So, yeah, give a shout out to the Yellow Jackets. Disappointing loss for North Carolina. Like, I mean, it was a very slim chance they made the playoffs this year, and Drake maybe could have been a Heisman dark horse, but that's all over now. And then second, I want to talk about the Georgia Bulldogs. It wasn't pretty in Kentucky. Whenever the Dogs go up to Kentucky, it's always a struggle. But I do want to say this, though. Georgia can win in any type of game. They dictate the game. I think it was like 30 degrees or less than 30 degrees in Kentucky, couldn't really throw the ball or anything like that. So Georgia's like, okay, we're just going to play hard-nosed football. We're going to run the ball and play defense. And Kentucky had to adjust to that. If they want to get into a shootout, they're going to get into a shootout. Georgia's going to play physical, like how they did against Tennessee. Tennessee's going to have to be physical. So I think Georgia may be the only team in the country that can literally play any type of game. They play Ohio State and get into a shootout, they can do it. They play against Michigan in a 10-3 football game, they can do it. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I might disagree with you. It'll be a 10-3 shootout. If they play Michigan, it'll be more like a 33 blowout. That's just going how I see it. Coach P, I mean, what do you see down there? You're back in Enterprise, or you staying?
No, I'm still in Atlanta for now. But
okay, still in GA. Okay.
But
Springs going.
Yeah. So something I saw and I kind of want to talk about, and I mean, it might have been the worst that I've ever seen the top 4 teams play at the same time ever. I mean, Georgia didn't look great. Like Kelvin said, it wasn't pretty. Still won.
But Coach P, can I say this real quick? I think out of the top 4, Georgia played the best because there was no doubt that they were going to lose that game. 100%. Every other top 4 team, it was like, oh crap, they're about to lose.
Yeah, no, I agree. Two of those top 4 won on a last-second field goal.
Yeah.
What was it? Michigan won by 2 on a last-second field goal. TCU by 1. And then Ohio State was given all they could handle by Maryland there for a minute. It just did not look good. Another thing, UCF, talking about group of 5 now, they either have an elite offense or it's completely anemic. Like there's no in between, and it's what I call the Chip Lindsey special. As someone that had him as a head coach at Troy, I know all about it. Not pretty. And then I don't know, week of the upsets. I mean, one South Carolina, got to give y'all props there.
There it is.
And one thing I do want to say, and I'm going to give James credit here. 2 weeks ago, he said that a bad week was sitting there for CJ Stroud and Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker, I mean, obviously he's out of the race now because of that torn ACL. CJ Stroud didn't play fantastic, and if he plays the same way this week against Michigan he played last, might be Caleb Williams for the Heisman. Might be. James might have called that.
I mean, plus 800 odds. You're not getting better than that.
Yeah.
In the middle of the season. So
I mean, my guy Drake May lost to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Clemson smacked him down there in ATL, but that is what it is. Yeah, he's out of the running. Hooker out. Bryce Young out. Blake Corum out. I think it's between Stroud and Caleb Williams. Now Stroud's playing Michigan. He goes off against Michigan.
It's
Caleb
his.
Williams, yeah, Caleb Williams has no shot. Let me give a shout, like Coach B said, to the Shamecocks. We got those frauds down there in Knoxville out of the way. Got Clemson moving up to 8 this week. Road's only up from here for us. Might be able to sneak in that top 6, maybe top 4. We'll see. I'm not gonna be too hopeful there. We don't play the best teams. Put that in quotation marks. Maybe we'll see the Crimson Tide in the Orange Bowl. That's their projection right now. That'd be a pretty sweet game to go to. I want to give a see. I think what surprised me the most this weekend is what Coach Pugh is harping on, UCF. They have an explosive offense, and in some games, then the next, they play like absolute dog crap. That's just how it is. Excited to see all my guys in T-Town this weekend. We're gonna have a good time. I'm calling it. Clemson's gonna win by at least 2 scores.
Oof.
Oof is right.
Hey, the line's 16, right?
Yeah.
14.5.
14.5.
Yeah, I'd put your money there.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, man.
How about the game? How is Troy not ranked over Louisville?
I'll actually tell you why Louisville's ranked in the top 25, because I looked at this the other day so the teams with the most wins over teams with 7 or more wins this year is Louisville. They have 5. Clemson is second with 4. So
That's good stat.
Nice job.
yeah, I mean, ESPN. College football playoff ranking. I like to call it ESPN sometimes. They look at stuff like that, and you got a stat like that. Regardless of who you play, you got 5 wins over 7+ win teams. But I agree. I think Troy's definitely the better team. After what I saw, how they played against Clemson, an actual decent team. I mean, their quarterback has got a broke left hand. He can't throw. He can't move. It's really uncomfortable for him. So I agree. I don't think they should be ranked, but I guess we get a stat like that.
I mean, Troy's going to have 10 wins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Troy.
What do you guys got this week, Coach?
Arkansas State, I think.
Oh, that's a massacre.
So they're going to have 10 wins, and they're not going to be ranked.
It's just like the same thing with Coastal, last year, 2 years ago?
Yep.
You're not going to rank. For whatever reason, college football playoff ranking has against the Sun Belt. I don't know what it is. They're just never rank them.
Yeah. We're playing Arkansas State, and we're favored 13.5.
Yeah,
I would put the money on Troy to cover that spread.
And then Coastal's playing James Madison, and James Madison is favored by 13.5. So if Coastal loses, Troy wins. Could we be looking at Sunbelt Championship in Troy?
James Madison's favored by 13.5.
Yeah.
It must be.
Yeah, I know Grayson McCall is hurt, but like Jesus Christ. I do want to say one more thing. It is hate week. So my alma mater, the Georgia Southern Eagles, have a huge game this weekend against the Crap State Mountaineers, the bowl eligibility bowl. Whoever wins this game goes to a bowl. Whoever loses this game does not go to a bowl this year. So all I gotta say is, students, show up, bring the power of Paulson. It's time to party in Paulson. Because we can't let those. One great thing about this season's been up and down for us. But if we can send App State packing, no bowl game for the first time since they've joined the FBS, that'll be a great feeling. And I just also want to say it is the best rivalry in the G5. Deeper than hate. There's a lot of history behind this rivalry.
Coach P, you seem not to like that one. What are your thoughts there?
We really need to win this game.
I thought about Troy and South, and then Kelvin might have a point. I might give it to him.
I think your guys' rivalry is good, but it's too new. Like Georgia Southern App been playing since the 80s.
That's the thing. It's so new, and it's only a rivalry because it's in state.
Yeah, they call us the stink. We call them the goat fuckers. So we don't. not really a fan of those guys up in Boone. So guys, Statesboro, let's get it done. Students, power Paulson, bring it on. Fourth best home winning percentage in college football. Come on, guys, let's bring it. Hell Southern, baby.
But you're gonna be in T-Town.
I see my guys, man.
That's fair.
You're real one,
I can always go see Georgia Southern play. I always can't see the guys.
That's fair.
Nice.
So with the new, I don't know if y'all have looked at the rankings. Texas is in.
Told you guys they were gonna rank them.
Anyways, let's move on from that. Let's talk NFL. I'll swing it to Coach P. What did you see this weekend that really stood out to you as maybe an Atlanta Falcons fan, or just
Yeah. Before anything, first and foremost, I would just like to ask for a brief moment of silence for Kyle Pitts and his MCL.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Secondly, I told Ryan I would touch on my jersey curse a little bit. Whoever's waving, hi. So my jersey curse, if y'all didn't know, it's a real thing. So let's see. MLB. I have Dansby Swanson. He could be gone. Could be gone free agent. Got Ozzy Albies. Broke his foot, then broke his hand. Got Ozuna. I ain't going to talk about Ozuna. We know what happened. And Mohamed Sanu for the Falcons.
That has to be the most random jersey, Coach.
It was my favorite Falcon when he was there. I didn't want Julio because everybody had
Mohamed Sanu jersey.
Loved Mohamed Sanu. Ben got a Calvin Ridley jersey. We saw how that happened. The other day, I think it was Saturday, I just said, hey, I want to look into getting a Kyle Pitts jersey. Didn't even search it on the internet. Didn't put it in a cart. Didn't try to buy it. Just said I wanted it. Tears his MCL. I'm done. I'm never saying another word about a jersey.
Hey, you need to get a Mariota jersey.
Stop.
No, you need to get one so something bad happens.
Also, I'm going to say a hot take right here. Cordero Patterson, best kick returner of all time.
Whoa.
Holds the record, man.
You can't do that.
I don't even want to get into it.
Holds the record.
You can't do that.
Holds the
He
record.
can hold the record, but nobody's touching Devin Hester. I'm sorry.
I think Cordell Matterson might.
Shout out
I
South
think he
Carolina
is.
made, man. Cordell Patterson, Spartanburg.
Hey,
We breed him differently down here in the Palmetto
South
State.
Point.
Boy,
you got
that's a
you got a special teams that can't block to save their lives, and dude split 4 seams on that run.
And who did the Bears have?
I don't know.
Exactly.
He used to play for the Bears, man. I mean,
Hey, saying, just saying. That's my take.
I mean, Devin Hester is the only person to have 100 speed on Madden. Come on, guys.
Hey. Just hey. That's all I gotta say. That's all we gotta say.
James. I mean, what are we feeling after this week in the NFL?
Couple things. The Jets, man. I want to see that team succeed. I like their head coach. I like the players they got. But the quarterback. He's ruining the careers of Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore because they're talented. Imagine those two guys on, like, I don't know, New England or something. A team that can actually get them the ball. Or like Cleveland. Jacoby Brissett gets those guys the ball. You know? He gets Amari Cooper the ball.
Jacoby Brissett.
He does, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you wrong.
He gets
Just
Njoku.
naming all these mid.
He gets Njoku and Amari Cooper the ball.
nice.
I'm just comparing it. I'm comparing it to other mid quarterbacks, Max Jones and Jacoby Brissett, but they somehow find that they somehow find his weapons. Zach Wilson can't find them. Like there was a throw that he missed. I believe it was Wilson on a go route up from the slot. Completely missed him, and he decided to run it 2 yards out of bounds. You got to figure out the quarterback position bad. Another thing, Justin Herbert's healthy. I'm going to keep saying it. Finally healthy. He had a good game against the Chiefs. Unfortunately, he tried to throw up a prayer to Keenan, and the Chiefs made a good play on the ball. Batted it down, got it picked off. I think the Chargers' problem is they got to have Mike Williams and Keenan on the field at the same time. And Mike got hurt in the first quarter. But, I mean, that offense was moving with those two on. I think if they can get them back healthy, ready to go, I think the Chargers will be all right.
That's it.
Kelvin, take off the
Take that phone.
take them off. James, like, it's just you play an AFC West schedule. I mean, at least you got the Chiefs out of the way now.
I mean, we'll beat the Broncos and Raiders again. I'm not worrying about it.
I mean, maybe.
They will.
John,
I don't know what the rest of your schedule's looking like, but
Titans, Dolphins, and then we play them. Let's see. I think we got – let me look real quick.
because me personally, I think the Chargers got to do one or two things with that wide receiver room with Williams and Allen.
Josh Palmer, too. He's stepped it up with the past couple of weeks. He's been looking really good. All right, here's the schedule. Rest of the season.
Either fire your medical staff or something.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
There's an issue going on with that. Or I think you got to get rid of one of them. If they're going to continuously be out for more than half of the season or a full season, you gotta move on with a young quarterback like Herbert because he's not going to get any better with playing with a bunch of whoever's.
Well, fellas, we got to pay Herbert at some time. And so that means somebody's going to be gone. And it's probably going to be Keenan Allen. But here's the schedule for us for the rest of the season. We got Cardinals, we got Raiders, Dolphins, Titans, Colts, Rams.
4-2.
And Broncos.
5-2.
You should win those games.
I mean, we're 5-5 right now. I think we'll be fine.
I think you'll finish 10-7, maybe 11-6.
Kelvin.
Kelvin, can't hear you, man. You still got those headphones connected.
We're swinging over to Brewman.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, fellas. I was exhausted on Sunday. I didn't watch much NFL. Shout out Gamecock women's basketball. The Lady G's beat the number 2 team in the country in Stanford. I watched that, if I'm being completely honest with you. Took a nap. Didn't really watch 1 o'clock games. I'm gonna talk about the Panthers. Baker Mayfield, absolutely atrocious. They need PJ Walker back, and the season's done for them. I saw they got Sam Darnold taking snaps under center this weekend. That's going to be a catastrophe. I mean, the guy's got 2 left feet when he's trying to run. I mean, that's just not going to happen. Panthers are bad. You know what? Justin Fields, man. I mean, I was proud of the Falcons' defense. How he played against them. Falcons got pieces, man. I mean, shout out. We just brought back. We just signed Will Compton. James and I saw him in Columbia on Saturday, so that's pretty cool. He signed the Falcons this week after we just saw him. I don't really have any takes about the NFL this week. Like I said, I didn't really watch much of it. Big win for the Falcons. Good win to build off of.
Yeah. I mean, beating, Fields is on tear. Be able to, do that. It's pretty good for y'all. And lackluster NFC South this year, although the Buccaneers are they're rolling. Brady's on his stuff. So it'll be very interesting to see how the NFC plays out in the coming weeks for sure.
And to be completely honest right here, I don't know who has the worst offensive line between the Bears and the Cardinals. Holy crap. You've got 1 pass rusher on the Falcons, and then we were getting sacks left and right. Like, that's not good. That line is bad.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think both those teams are definitely going to spend their time very wisely in free agency and get some guys to protect those, mobile quarterbacks like Fields and Murray.
Got to.
Yeah, Kelvin.
Yeah, am I back?
You're back.
Yeah, you're good.
Let me get into character real quick. My Skip Bayless character. How about them Cowboys, baby?
Yeah, you called
40-3.
Yep.
Over the Minnesota Vikings, who had an all-time game against the Bills last week. Justin Jefferson, Trayvon Diggs. You got to give the heads to Trayvon Diggs right now. I mean, Jefferson had, 3 catches for 33 yards. I mean, Perk Thuggins, 12 of 23, sacked 7 times. Micah Parsons is him.
Yeah.
For sure. And Tony Pollard, RB1, if the Cowboys are smart. Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore just keep rolling with Pollard as your RB1 because he opens up their offense so much more than Zeke does. You're not saying you can't use Zeke, but Tony Pollard needs to be RB1 for the rest of the season. So Cowboys I think they're still my pick to make it out the NFC this year. If they just don't turn the ball over, that's their issue. If they don't turn the ball over, their defense can compete with anybody and their offense can compete with anybody. So, second opinion, are the Commanders a good team? Like, they're 6-5. They beat the Eagles. I mean, I know they beat the Texans, but it's the Texans. But they are getting Chase Young back too. So I mean, the NFC East is just getting better and better day by day. It's kind of like
on Sunday.
So, and the question I wanted to ask you, James, or I guess everybody, who is the better backup journeyman, Jacoby Brissett or Ryan Fitzpatrick? Who would you rather have?
I think with what Brissett's doing in Cleveland right now, I mean, no one expected this. They're competing every game. They're not getting blown out with Brissett. He's doing his job. He's getting the ball to Cooper. He's getting the ball to Njoku. Chubb is still doing Chubb things. even with the added workload for Nick Chubb this year, and it's partly because of Jacoby Brissett. Like, they're competing in a pretty tough division. And when Deshaun comes back, it could get scary real quick.
I thought it was a valid question. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's been on, I don't know how many teams, 6 or 7 at least, and he always finds up some way starting for the team. So
I got a question for y'all.
What's up?
I know we said Pat Surtain was the best cornerback the other week. Is it Diggs?
It might be.
I'm gonna go no.
You think it's Surtain? Surtain got exposed last week.
Yeah, you're going up against the best wide receiver in the league. The talent gap between the receivers and the corners and defensive backs in this league is tremendous for the most part. Yeah, you might catch a receiver on an off game, but if you play him again, I guarantee you that'll never happen. If Jay Jettis lines up against Diggs next week, probably not going to be the same outcome. That's just how it is. I mean, Ramsey locked up Mike Evans in the regular season last year. He was best DB in the league. Ramsey did what he wanted to. Playing the playoffs, Evans torches Ramsey. We about tied the game last year because Ramsey got absolutely cooked by him in the second half. So I don't know if I'm going to put Diggs at first just because he gives up a lot of yards still. He's a way better defensive back this year, though. I will say that. I think you give him another year, you could probably call him the best DB.
Darius Slay.
Yeah, he's not really talked about that much.
Underrated.
Marlon Humphrey.
Same with him.
Jalen Ramsey. I
don't know, man. The Rams suck. So
Rams suck because a lot more other reasons than that. I can assure you that.
Asante Samuel Jr. is underrated. I think he's the most underrated defensive back. I mean, the receivers against the Chiefs this past week, they didn't really do much. It's mostly just Kelsey. You know?
We call those star receivers though.
I mean, Mahomes usually finds a way to give him the ball, and he couldn't.
But that's because that's Patrick Mahomes.
I'm just saying. I just think Samuel's underrated, and he'll be the same with Diggs because he have another year, and they'll both take off.
I got a question for y'all. I saw this on Twitter. In their prime, who would you rather have, Kelsey or Gronk?
Ooh, give me Travis Kelce.
Okay.
Gronk. You can't tackle Gronk.
I'm going to go Gronk as well.
Yeah.
I'm going Gronk as well.
I gotta say Gronk. I actually saw something earlier talking about when will it be time to consider Travis Kelce being the best tight end, and they were like, as long as Gronk is still who he was, maybe by the end of Kelsey's career, he could be considered up there. But as of now, I still got to go. I still got to give it to Gronk. Like, I still think Gronk, just a freak of nature. Dumb as a bag of rocks, but a freaking amazing player.
Here's the stat that I saw. In their first 137 career games, Kelce has 773 receptions. Gronk has 595. Kelce has 9,861 yards. Gronk has 8,862.
Yep. I was about to say, yards probably aren't that much different.
But here's the big thing. Kelce has 68 touchdowns. Gronk has 90 on about 180 less catches.
Okay.
And Pro Bowl, 7 Pro Bowls, Gronk Pro Bowl, 5 Pro Bowls, but we don't count Pro Bowls.
Are we just going to disregard who else is on the Chiefs team during all this? We're just not going to mention his name? Like he didn't get so many red zone targets or so many 60-yard bombs down the field. We're just not going to mention his name as the reason why?
who we talking about.
You know, come on, Kel.
You know who we're talking about. It's the reason why Kelsey doesn't have as many touchdowns as Gronk.
AKA the person David Prince hates the most besides Patrick Mahomes.
We're talking about Tyreek Hill.
Shout out to Davo.
When Gronk, he had Aaron Hernandez for a couple years, but other than that, on the Pats, AB.
You got Julian Edelman? Hello.
I was like, Edelman?
Danny Amendola?
Edelman couldn't hold Tyreek Hill's jock strap. Yeah, I said it.
I agree, but geez.
Anyways.
Dude was still a baller. I'll never forget playing.
Listen, Gronk's a baller. I'm not saying he's not.
But on 178 less catches, Kelsey only has 1,000 more yards and 22 more touchdowns. Like, statistically, Gronk would be better.
Give me Kelsey. That's me though. That's me. I guess a couple things I want to talk about. Cowboys. Last year we're thinking maybe McCarthy needs to go. But I think that team is starting to really like what he's about. They're coming around him. They smack up on the fraud of the Vikings, I think. They don't have much of a defense, in my opinion. And, defense wins you championships. Offense is going to win you games for sure. But if you play a team like the Cowboys, your defense is going to have to step up. And if the Cowboys are putting 40 points up on you, there's a problem. Rams are a shithole without Cooper Kupp. We all know this. I don't know what we got to do. We got to do something. We got to do it fast. Didn't sign anybody in free agency. Just waived Darrell Henderson today. I don't even know who we're going to – I guess Malcolm Brown is going to be our starting running back because, we're not going to let Akers get touches. But anyway, that's besides the point. Hot take coming in.
Oh, Lord.
I think it's time that we call somebody else the best defensive player in the league, and it's not Aaron Donald anymore.
Michael Parsons.
It is Michael Parsons. I think it's time.
Yep.
It's come from Rams fan.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's a generational talent. We're not going to see another Michael Parsons.
Nope. He can play whatever position you want him to play. He's going to do exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks to say it. Love my boy AD. Shout 99, but your reign of terror is over.
Hey, he's still top 5. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's just you got a young buck creeping up on you like that, and we're playing like absolute dog water. So, I think the Dolphins are still my pick in the AFC. I don't know if y'all like that or not, but
It's respectable.
Come on.
Yeah, good secondary, great receiving core. Tua's able to do Tua things. Mike McDaniel's a good coach. Flipping back over to the NFC, I would like to see the NFC Championship between the Cowboys versus the 49ers. Talk about a great game.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
That would be a great game. The 49ers are definitely coming to their own now since they got McCaffrey. I think I saw a stat on ESPN earlier that Garoppolo is a great quarterback when McCaffrey's on the field. He's throwing like 7 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Dude.
Completion percentage is in the 70s. Like, he's balling right now.
Garoppolo played the best game probably of his life last night.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a completely different quarterback from what I've ever seen from him.
Yeah. Let's think about this, though. With Jimmy G, what running back has he had during his time there?
It's usually been running back by committee there.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Like it's not like been somebody they sought after or anything like that. And now you got a guy.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Now you got a guy who, if Debo and Ayuk or Kittle aren't open, for a fact he's going to be open.
That is such a loaded team when you think about it. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, we were talking about this at work the other day, and I actually want to ask y'all this question. Who do y'all think has the best roster talent-wise? Just straight up, you look at paper, who do you think it is?
Y'all know who I'm going to say. I mean,
you talking like just offensive side, defensive side, both?
You look at you look at the whole roster, best roster overall, regardless of win-loss record, just the names and everything like that.
I feel like it's the Eagles. They have a top three. I don't think they're bottom, they're pretty much top 5 in every position group in the league.
Yeah.
So I would probably put my money on the Eagles, but the reason I just don't believe in them is I don't think Jalen Hurts is that guy at quarterback or that can.
Whoa.
Come on, Kel.
I don't think he's good enough to lead them to a championship. If he gets figured out, I don't believe Jalen Hurts should be able to compete with Patrick Mahomes. That's my only gripe.
Jared Goff led the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that offense was high flying. Come on now. I'd rather have Jared Goff in, what year is that? 17 or 18 and Jalen Hurts now, for sure. Goff was.
Man.
You still better about that national championship.
No. I'm just being guys. Do you remember what Goff did that year?
Yeah, he went off.
Gurley, who had one of the best seasons as a running back of all time, and Goff was just dealing. What year was that? That had to be
2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Or maybe 2018.
I think it was 2018.
Who did y'all play?
The Patriots.
Then
maybe it was 2017.
It was a terrible Super Bowl.
I think it was 2017 because 2018 the Patriots weren't in the Super Bowl.
So Goff in 17. Hold on. 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. In 2018, 4,700 yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I mean, Goff was willing and dealing those 2-3 years.
I mean, he was. I mean, with the roster that we had that year, I mean, I hope any quarterback that's put in that situation would thrive.
Exactly.
Look, that's when it gets all taken away. Dog water.
I mean, Jalen Hurts was very mid last year.
Agreed.
Roster talent. I mean, look at what Goff's doing in Detroit. I mean, he just needs the right system and the right people around him. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamal Williams, underrated. He needs more respect.
I got a hot take with that.
Yeah, it is. Is it time to move on from DeAndre Swift?
It's time. Let him go. Let Swift ride off into the sunset to Chicago. You got it. Jamal Williams is significantly better, and they even talked about it on Hard Knocks. If y'all watch, they're like, we need more out of Swift.
Yeah,
and he hasn't provided it. And
to
Williams,
me, it seems like he just doesn't have that drive to be great.
No.
I'll take Swift.
Yeah. That's too, right, Coach B?
Yeah.
John, answer your question. Give me the 49ers, the most talented roster.
49ers?
Yeah, I think the offense is absolutely insane. I think Fred Warner might be the most underrated player in all of the NFL. The dude's just built in a lab. I mean, have you seen that freaking guy? I mean, he's sideline to sideline. He's everything you want in an inside linebacker. Adequate secondary, both on the defensive line. I mean, you know, I think the 49ers are the most talented roster in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I'll either say it could be a toss-up between 49ers and the Eagles. Both of those answers can be there. I'll also say that on the defensive side, if you plug in and you fill 2 or 3 holes, the Dolphins could be up there too. It's just – I think the Dolphins have the best roster on the offensive side.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
If I had to say, I'm going with my boys. Going to the Chargers when healthy.
Which is 1 week out of the year.
Yeah. And that 1 week was awesome. That 1 week this year was awesome.
1 week and about, 12 minutes this week?
Yeah. Well, no, because Joey Bosa's not back.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And the offensive line's not back either. So it's just
It's a mess.
To answer my own question, I'm going with the Brewman. I think it's the Niners. I mean, before they got McCaffrey, I would have said probably the Rams just because of the names. But, yeah, I think it's the Niners. I mean, Cowboys got the work cut out for them in the NFC Championship. So it'll be fun to see how this NFC playoffs is going to go down because I think the AFC is a little more predictable of who's going to be going and who's not. So, but yeah, let's get into a sport that we have not covered yet. Pretty early in the season. Let's talk some NBA. What is the biggest surprise or maybe a hot take that y'all have about the season so far? James, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Atlanta boys, Hawks. I think they're really freaking good. Let me pull up some stats real quick about the Hawks. They're for the season they're 6th in the East. They're 10-7. Lost their last game, but I think they need to make a move, and this is going to be a hot take. Could be with a side of pump fake. I'm not too sure about it. I just thought about it today. I think you got to move John Collins.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's not having a good. He's not off to a good start this year. 12 points, lowest in his career since like rookie year. Not really rebounding the ball like they need him to. He's not posing as a lob threat for Trey and DeJounte, which is what his role was. But there's a team that needs him. A team that really needs him, who would pair well with a young center and a young shooting guard out in Phoenix. I think the trade is sitting there for the Hawks to get Jay Crowder and Cam Johnson and a couple picks for John Collins and a pick. I think Jay Crowder and Cam Johnson help this team out. You get a veteran defender who can spread the floor out, and Cam Johnson is pretty much the same thing, except longer and can defend better and shoots the three at a higher rate than Jay Crowder. And I think that they need those. I think they need a playoff presence in the locker room besides Trae Young.
I don't hate
They
that.
would help Trae out tremendously and DeJounte because it'd spread the floor out even more, and get the lob game going back with Clint Capella and Trae and DeJounte. So that's my hot take.
I like that a lot, James.
And it's cheaper for the Hawks too. You get two guys, not huge contracts. You get rid of a major contract with John Collins. If it doesn't work out this year, you can go get a guy in free agency.
Yep. I like it.
Do the Suns even have enough money to take that on, you think?
They'll have to. They're in the same predicament. They gotta get a name and they gotta get a name in the building. Because Chris Paul's out, even though campaign's doing really well and it's in the starting role. They need scoring.
Either.
Yeah. I mean, the Suns need another guy.
I mean, that's what happens when you play with a player like Booker. That's all I'm saying. You play with a guy like that, I don't know anybody who's going to want to play with you.
Oh my goodness.
That's I mean, look, their team's falling apart now.
I mean, Chris Paul's falling apart, but Cam Payne's averaging 20 in the starting role.
I mean, good. I mean, that's good for him, but it's just not going to amount to any success because you're playing with a guy like Booker. 3-time replacement All-Star, 1-time real All-Star, folds against the Dallas Mavericks.
I mean, that's what they were missing though in those series was a guy who was 6'10", can run the rim. They didn't have it. Ayton was non-existent against Dallas, unfortunately. They need another guy to help Ayton out.
I think what the Suns were missing in that series is a guy who commands respect on the basketball floor and go get a bucket like Luka Doncic. When you play somebody against like Luka Doncic, you gotta have another go getter.
I mean, I can see the Suns making a move for Zach LaVine. I just don't think they're going to be able to do it because I think Zach LaVine's going to be too high of a price, which is why I think they'll settle for John Collins.
Zach LaVine and Devin Booker are too similar to play together.
Yeah,
it would be a disaster, I think.
But another hot take, I think the Mavericks actually legit go get Zach LaVine. They need another scorer. They need a guy that can play off of people. Zach LaVine can do it. He's doing it with DeMar right now. They need another guy to help Luka out in the fourth quarter. And I think Zach LaVine can do it.
I respect that.
Kelvin, what are you thinking so far?
Let's give a shout out to the Sacramento Kings. They actually look like an NBA team right now. Mike Brown has changed the culture of the team. I mean, we thought the Kings were the dumbest franchise ever when they traded Tyrese Halliburton for Sabonis, and right now it's looking like I won't say a win-win trade, but I know Tyrese.
It's a win-win trade.
Indiana, Sabonis is balling out too. The Kings are first in points. They average 121 points a game. First in field goal percentage, top 5 in threes, top 5 in assists, top 5 in assist to turnover ratio. They are balling out. And let's give a shout out to former Atlanta Hawk Kevin Huerter. He's averaging 7 points a game, man.
Red Velvet, man.
49% from 3, fellas.
Unheard of. Went out there and just started balling. And then my next take is, can Shai Gilgeous-Alexander win Most Improved Player?
Yeah.
I know it's kind of like a whatever award, but he made a significant jump. Where you could say, okay, he's going to be on the All-Star team this year. He's a top 5 point guard in the league. He needs respect on his name. I mean, he averaged 24 points last season. Now he's averaging 31. He shot 45% from the field. Now he's shooting 53%, shooting 39% from 3, and averaging 6 assists, 5 rebounds. And he's only turned the ball over 3 times a game. So, dude has been balling, and I don't know what OKC's going to do because since they have so many picks, if they want to be, I won't say smart, but hey, Shai Gilgeous halfway through the season, just sore shoulder, just tank for the rest of the season, get Victor W. and get now you got Shai Gilgeous, Josh Giddey, and Victor on your team, and
You're forgetting somebody.
That's the finals team right there.
You're really forgetting somebody.
You are forgetting somebody big. Chet Holmgren.
Oh, hey, the Twin Towers, man.
But here's the thing about OKC though. Giddey hasn't taken the step they needed him to this year.
That's true.
He's got off to a super slow start. I really like Giddey. It's just you gotta help your boy out. I'm sorry. SGA is having a Michael Jordan third year, right now. And he is taking the jump.
SGA is a top 5 guard.
Yeah.
I don't think he's just top 5 point guard. I think he's gonna be he's an all NBA player right now. Not he could drop off. Who knows? It's a top 5 guard,
I like that.
and he might not be sitting at 5. He might be sitting higher than 5.
Who is 1?
Curry,
Okay, who's 2?
Luka.
3?
Then after that, maybe SGA, maybe I don't maybe Morant. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who I'd put there.
What are we considering LeBron? Is he a guard?
A basketball player.
Yeah, I don't.
Basketball player.
I'll just say forward. I'm just gonna say forward.
Okay. Would you rather have SGA or Ja Morant?
Okay, and with what team?
If you have the number 1 pick in the draft, and your
Okay.
only options are SGA and Ja Morant, who you taking?
Give me SGA.
Wow, that's a hot take. I'll say that's
It,
a hot
it is a hot take, and I've been a huge Morant supporter, and I still am. But he's 6'6".
Yeah, if we're talking about
He's 6'6". He can defend. He's athletic. He can shoot. He can open up the floor. I mean, he can pass. He can do all that. Morant can do it too. But the way Morant plays, I don't know if he's going to last that long.
Yeah.
I want him to last long. I love watching him play. He's my favorite, if not, or one of my favorites, if not my favorite player to watch. But longevity-wise, I mean, he's improving his three-point shot. I will say that. He's always improving that. So, but yeah, I think give me the edge for Shy.
since we brought up the Grizzlies and Ja, Desmond freaking Bane,
baller.
like 26 a game, and most of the time,
He's the most unknown star in the league.
oh, he's making the All-Star game, and people don't realize it. 26 a game, and some of those games are off the bench. He hasn't started the whole year. 26 a game off the freaking bench.
Coach P, do you know who Desmond Bane is?
Man, you know I don't really.
Exactly. That's my point. My point is proven. He is the most unheard of star in the league. Like, this dude is averaging 26 points, and most casual NBA fans won't know who he is. And he was balling last season. So, and I do want to point out something, John, what you said about Ja Morant is what impact is he bringing to the Grizzlies? Because I know last season, what were they like? It was something crazy. They were like 23-3 without him. Are the Grizzlies a good team, or is it Ja? I think it's more the Grizzlies are just a really good team.
Yeah. I think they're just dogs. I mean, you look at who they got on their team. I mean, they get after it. You know, they're like one of those Georgia AAU teams, 5-man out, full court press type vibes with them. I mean, they're not a team you want to play against. You'd be like, oh, who we got tonight? The Grizzlies. I bet you everybody in that locker room is like, oh shit, we actually got to go out and play hard.
Come on, man.
So it's just if you got to play them multiple times a year, I'm sorry, I'll be praying for you. But yeah, Brewman.
Yeah, fellas. I mean, I've watched NBA, so I haven't really kept up with it. To go on the Grizzlies, man, I'll tell you who I don't really like and who I think is pretty freaking overrated. This might be a hot take. It's Jaren Jackson, man.
I agree.
I think the guy's a pansy. I mean, he's injured 24/7. I mean, I'm not saying he's not skilled. I mean, he's skilled. You know, 6'11", 7 foot. He can kind of stretch it a little bit, shoot a 3-ball. I don't like him. I don't like Jaren Jackson. I just think he's kind of soft, if I'm being honest. I mean, he's long as crap. He's got every intangible you dream of in an NBA body. I just don't really like him as an NBA player. Is Zion Williamson a bust?
Whoa.
No.
I don't think so either. But the guy's got to get healthy too at some point, fellas. I mean, how long can we keep doing this saying when he plays, he's an impact player? I mean, I agree. When he plays, he is that freaking guy, man. But he's got to get on the court more. Like, he's got to. I think when he played PD Academy when he was a senior, I don't think he's been the same player since, if I'm being completely honest. He saw all 5'9", 5'10" of Ryan Brewer in the paint, and he said, I'm not taking it in there. No, I mean, like I said, fellas, he's an impact guy. I mean, he's got to get healthy. I mean, at some point you got to draw the line and say, you got to draw the line and put him out there. I'm just hoping he can figure that out. I'm hoping he's to get healthy and kind of show the league what he's made of.
He's definitely not what we thought he was going to be. Like, I know, like, we're only, 17 games to the season. So, I mean, he didn't play at all last year. So, he's probably still getting into his groove. But when he first played, even as a rookie, you're like, oh, man, this guy is special. Like, and then ever since then, it's kind of just like, yeah, he'll give you 22 points and 6 rebounds. I can get Wood to do that.
Same with Ja, or the same thing we're talking about with Ja. Pelicans still can win games without Zion. Like, this is a well-oiled machine. They got guys, they got talented guys on the roster. You got an awesome head coach. I'd run through a brick wall for that guy. He's that kind of coach, Willie Green.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave Phoenix a run for their money last year in the playoffs. You got Trey Murphy, who took the step up from his rookie year. Really good shooter, versatile defender. Herb Jones, too. I mean, he fits in that Zion role pretty well. When you combine those two guys, that's a makeshift Zion Williamson. So, like, it's the same with Memphis, too, with Tyus Jones and Bane. It's a makeshift Morant. So I think teams are starting to kind of make their teams around these injured guys, but make makeshift forms out of them, kind of like Moneyball, really. Like with like baseball terms with Billy Bean. So I think Pelicans will be fine. Grizzlies will be fine if these guys continue to be injured. So,
do y'all think the Cavaliers are legit?
Yeah,
they're legit. They probably have the best starting five in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think y'all have probably started to catch on to this too. I think with the NBA now, I think teams are starting to realize that you should make rosters not necessarily with the most stars, but with the most role players and people who fit around your stars.
Look at Milwaukee.
Yep. Look at Cavs. Look at Toronto.
Take notes, Rob Pelinka. And LA. Just because you have the three biggest names in the league, LeBron, AD, and Russell Westbrook. Once you get past those three, who's your best player? Patrick Beverly?
Yeah. Shoot, look at Portland. They came out of nowhere. And they just fit they replaced CJ with Anthony Simons. You get Grant last year. He finally plays into this role. Right? Nurkic is still good. I mean, this is a really talented team. They just play hard basketball and they win games. And I think they'll probably make a playoff push. So,
I mean, look at the Jazz. You got Marketing and Jordan Clarkson first in the West. Everybody thought the Jazz were going to be the worst team in the league this year. Everybody thought they were going to be the worst team in the league this year. And now they're first in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and then look at the opposite. You got the Lakers, you got the Nets, you got the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are, I think I've always thought Cat's very overrated. That's just me. Going off what Bruce said about JJ, the three, Triple J, I think he's a big softy. Ever since Jimmy Butler walked in their trap and took that over with a bunch of practice players, I'll never believe in what he does. Ever since his Kentucky days, he had a great team. They won a lot of games, but ever since you have Anthony Edwards. Anthony freaking Edwards, and you're telling me you can't be better than what you are, and you have Rudy Gobert.
But half the time, it doesn't even seem like Anthony Edwards even cares about basketball. He just wants to eat McDonald's and Popeye's chicken sandwiches.
Apparently, according to Carl Anthony
okay.
Towns.
I don't blame him. You're stuck up there in Minnesota.
Thanks.
I heard the Minnesota food scene is busting, man.
I don't know where you got that from.
Let's look at some Anthony Edwards stats while we're talking about it.
I think he's averaging 22 points a game.
Let's look. Yeah, he's averaging 22,
right.
45, 34 from 3. And 3.9. They got to make a move too, I think.
And then they have Cat.
Russell.
And they have Cat averaging like 20 points or something like that. And then after that, it's a huge drop off.
D'Angelo Russell, I used to be a big believer in him, but he had that 1 year in Brooklyn where I thought he was the guy, where he took Brooklyn to the playoffs and all that stuff. And ever since, he's the journeyman of point guards. Like, just go ahead and I don't even know how to describe him. Like, he's not a good shooter. He's him and Dylan Brooks. I don't like them, especially Dylan Brooks. Like,
the way
he shoots. How do you 2, 3? I think every year he's been in the league, he shot under 40%. You know how bad that is?
He's a shot taker, not a shot maker, man. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
The way Russell plays is not suitable for a team trying to make a playoff push or a champion. If he's your starting point guard, or if he's in the starting rotation, the way he plays, you are not going to win because he's slow. He kind of moves lackadaisical. He's a liability on defense. In college, in high school, man, was he awesome to watch. But when he gets to the NBA, you're playing with athletes who are a lot better than you. So you either can play like Luka or you're going to fall off. That's just what I think. Coach P, I know you haven't watched much NBA. Got anything to add?
I really haven't. I don't know. I know we talked about the Hawks earlier, and I do keep up with them. I don't get to watch them because I don't have Bally, and Bally sucks. But I have been keeping up with them, and I do want to say State Farm Arena has been popping because they are 6-3 when they're at home. And when they're at home, other than that Raptors game that they won in overtime, but their wins at home haven't necessarily been close on terms. Come on, they beat Milwaukee 117-98 at home. If you're holding Giannis and a team that Giannis is on to under 100, that says a lot about, for one, your defense, but also the atmosphere. It's just.
Are they like 2-0 or 3-0 against Milwaukee this season? Something crazy.
I think they're 2-1.
No, we hadn't lost Milwaukee this year, I don't think.
Yeah, the first game that we played them in Milwaukee, they beat us 123-115.
But we also beat Milwaukee we didn't have Trae Young one game. We beat it by like 16.
Yeah.
So,
I think that was last Monday.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
Go to the game and say, Coach, it's ever since they renovated it from Phillips, like, man, it is nice. I think I've been to 2 Hawks games since it became State Farm.
Really, I'm trying to go to one because I've never gone to an NBA game.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That whole area is nice. It's like a very short walk to the aquarium and Coca-Cola, and then you got Superdome across the street. I like what Atlanta's. You got that Waffle House over there too. I know y'all know what I'm talking about too.
Get Lamar to get up from the Georgia World Congress Center.
Yeah,
go the stairs.
Kelvin, you had never been to Atlanta, have you?
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
All right. New thing we're going to talk about today. The reason why I want to bring up this topic is because Two reasons. One, we got Thanksgiving this week, and two, I don't know if y'all have seen this or not, but the Jacksonville Jaguars got over 157 citations the other day for their concessions foods. There was rodent droppings everywhere. There was live rats that they saw. So we're going to rank our top 3 concession foods, and we're going to start off by each naming a honorable mention. I'm going to go first. I'm going to say Dippin' Dots.
Okay.
Honorable mention?
As an honorable mention, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. Coach P.
My honorable mention, give me the corn dog.
Corn dog. Ooh.
Corn dog. Easy.
A little musty on that, eh?
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, easy to hold, easy to keep from making a mess. And it's like a better version of a hot dog.
That's fair. Brewman.
Yeah, fellas. You know what? Give me popcorn here. I think there's a good thing with some buttery popcorn. I think that's a underrated combo. Give me buttery popcorn in a honorable mention role here.
All right, Brewman, I do have a question for you since you said that. What are you choosing, stadium popcorn or movie popcorn?
I mean, you got to go movie popcorn.
All right,
Movie.
just making
to.
sure. Just making
Yeah,
sure you
yeah.
got head on you.
Yeah. I'm well versed in the popcorn era here. Here we go.
Kelvin.
I'm gonna go with the soft pretzel with cheese.
Mm.
I think, like, man, a hot soft pretzel, some nice hot cheese. Make the cheese a little spicy, jalapeno cheese, something like that. Can't go wrong with it. So yeah, soft pretzel.
Kelvin, I agree with that. But let me tell you this. I think a soft pretzel has a really low floor. I mean, if you get a stale pretzel, those things are absolute booty cheese.
Yeah, you're right. That's why they got to be. That's why they get perfect.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so Kelvin is our expert in concession foods, by the way, guys. Former director of operations and food and beverage at the Florence Red Wolf / Flamingos. So if you want to know a lot about concessions foods and everything, talk to this guy, all right? But James, what are you thinking?
Slice of pizza, fellas.
Pepperoni, cheese?
Just a slice of pizza, man. It's reliable.
All right.
It's reliable, but it's reliable. That's it.
All right, I would swing it back to you. What's your 3 right here? Your number 3.
3?
Yeah.
Give me a burger.
Mm.
Give me a burger.
Okay.
Look, I mean, that's what y'all know. That's basically what we ate during the summer. Was the burger.
You're right.
Shout out Seth Evans.
Shout out.
Seth Evans, grill master.
Whoa. You did not.
Yeah, I did.
Wow. Okay. Kelvin.
My number 3, I'll probably go with nachos. I'll probably go with nachos. I think the only time I've had subpar nachos was in Willie B. And
Yeah, those nachos are bad.
Last year, just about a year ago. That's probably the only subpar nachos I had, but it's nachos, man. It doesn't love nachos.
Brewman.
Fellas, give me French fries. Maybe throw a little chili cheese on these French fries. I think French fries are always safe. I mean, French fries are gonna be a French fry in a concession stand, safe option. Chili cheese, takes it over the edge sometimes. Give me fries / chili cheese fries in a 3 spot here.
Coach P.
I'm gonna agree with Kelvin. I'm gonna say nachos. When you think of more times than not, when you think of like just concession food nachos, it's gonna be like the little crappy circular chips with some nacho cheese on them. But I have had some good concessions nachos as well. So,
You getting jalapenos on those?
oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm not a big jalapeno guy.
For my number 3, get not chili cheese fries, but give me cheese fries. I think if you got some good nacho cheese, you got some good seasoned fries. I mean, it's tough to beat. And then my number 2, give me nachos. Like y'all boys have stated, I'm gonna rank it up one higher than y'all. Can't beat good snack. MLB stadiums usually have their own twist on their nachos, unlike the Flamingos. So usually can't miss with the MLB stadium nachos, or just really any stadium nachos. Coach P, let's swing it back to you.
My number 2 got to be popcorn. It's just you get that scent, you get a nice cold Coca-Cola with some popcorn, you're good. Good.
Brewman.
Fellas, I think I might have a hot take here. Give me peanuts at the number 2 spot.
Boiled or roasted?
It could be either one. I like either one, but there's not much better than y'all know I'm a big baseball guy. Coach P is a big baseball guy. I'm a big baseball guy. There's not much better, sitting there in the springtime with just some roasted peanuts, just cracking them open, throwing them on the ground at your feet. I mean, there's not much better than that at a baseball game. So give me peanuts at number 2. My unpopular opinion, I'm a big peanut guy.
Kelvin.
Number 2, I'm showing some love for the glizzy. You can't. I mean, I won't say you can't go wrong with a hot dog. You can go very wrong with a hot dog. But when you have nice fresh dog between a nice soft bun, with some ketchup and mustard, maybe throw some chili cheese on there. Hey man, can't go wrong with it. Give me the glizzy.
That's fair. James?
Let me get the frozen lemonade, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, they're good.
They're
I remember
good.
getting them back at Braves games when me and John were little, man. They slapped. It was needed in a nice hot summer day when the Atlanta Braves were playing the Chicago Cubs. Just reliable. I'm all about reliability with the concessions.
Respect that.
Yeah. I guess for my number 1, I'm going with the Stadium Glizzy. I mean, especially from the Flamingos games, if I had to choose between a burger or a glizzy, I'm getting a glizzy with the side of on-the-go corn.
Oh, speaking my language.
But, I mean, get a Chicago dog, you get a New York style dog. Y'all will soon find out that if you go to the Midwest and you ask for ketchup on your hot dog, they're not going to give it to you. They take that as a sign of disrespect. It's only mustard and relish and whatever else, and pickle and all this crazy stuff on there. But yeah, give me a Stadium Glizzy, man. Coach P.
I'm gonna say one that no one's talked about yet, and I'm gonna say funnel cake. Number 1.
I have an objection here, man. I just don't see that being a concession stand food.
That is fair food.
Exactly.
You walk around the Braves, they've got funnel cakes, they got funnel cake fries, second, third deck.
But man, we're talking this basic concession food. I just don't see it. I mean, we'll let it ride. We'll let it.
I mean,
ride.
I said frozen lemonade, and y'all didn't reject.
Yeah.
And that's like
We'll let it ride. My fault, fellas.
Guilty as charged.
My fault.
Guilty as charged.
Hands up, don't shoot me, guys. And I'm sorry. I just don't like it. I love funnel cakes. Love it.
all right,
Coach, you
Brewman.
have toppings on your funnel cake?
Yeah. Toppings.
Yeah, what toppings?
Just the powdered sugar, man.
Okay, classic.
Brewman.
Yeah, John, I'm with you. We got to ride the glizzies, the hot dogs. I mean, we got to. I mean, when you think concessions food, you think hot dogs. I mean, it's just an underrated combination. You can eat a glizzy plain, ketchup, mustard, just ketchup, chili. Underrated thing goes on hot dog, onions. Love some onions on a hot dog. Love putting onions on a hot dog, fellas. Glizzy is just, you think it's synonymous with concession stand food. So give me the glizzy in the one spot.
Kelvin.
I mean, how can the cheeseburger not be number one?
A lot of
Like-
reasons.
not flamingo cheeseburgers,
Seth Evans cheeseburgers.
but whenever I go to a game or anything like that, I'm getting a cheeseburger. I mean, get some nice 85 15 beef going on, some sliced yellow American cheese. I'm a plain burger guy, so I'm just going ketchup, mayo, maybe mustard, depending on how I feel. Really don't vibe with the tomatoes and onions and all that stuff on my burger. But the cheeseburger, man, it's always been a go-to. You can have a bad burger, but I think besides some baseball games in Florence, I don't think I really ever had a bad concessions burger.
Kelvin, but you say bad burger in Florence, but who got rated the best burger in the CPL 2 years ago?
Hey,
It's a good
burger
point.
Grill Master John.
Come on now. That's all I'm
Hey.
saying.
Hey, I think it was no, I'm not gonna say anything. Just gonna move on.
Hey, speaking of that same night, fellas, let's talk about the brewman, the smoothness that he was having when John was on those grills that night when I got caught in 4K. Does everybody remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I was smooth that night, fellas.
Yeah, you were smooth that whole summer, weren't you, brother?
Well, all right. Now we're not talking about that. Next topic. Here we go.
Yep, here we go.
All right, James. Last one here. What's your number one, man?
Fellas, I'm gonna go with an underrated one. Cotton candy.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. It's hot dog, guys. Come on. Hey, it's hot dog. What Ryan was saying, I mean, when you think concessions, you think of the Glizzies, right? Best concession I ever had was a hot dog from the Tampa Bay Rays baseball facility. That was the best cooked hot dog I've ever had. But hey, it's reliable. And most teams have a promotion about it, like the Columbia Fireflies. $2 Miller Lite Night with a $2 glizzy. Can't get much better than that.
Fellas, you know who sells $2 hot dogs?
I know. That's what I'm looking forward to this weekend.
The Clemson Tigers.
Y'all are just now telling me this?
Yeah.
I'm pumped now, fellas.
You see the way Ryan started
It's
smiling?
in Death Valley this weekend.
I respect the heck out of it. Here we go.
All right, James, I got a question for you though. Who has what has a lower floor, a cheeseburger or a hot dog?
Hot dog.
It's probably a hot dog.
I'd go with a burger, have a low floor.
Burger.
A hot dog's a hot dog. A burger's got a low floor.
I mean,
I don't know. You've never hit the lowest floor that a hot dog can get until someone pops it in a microwave for 12 seconds.
Okay,
yeah.
What's better? A burnt hot dog or a burnt cheeseburger?
Oh, a burnt hot dog.
oh yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, come on. A
That's
hot
a low
dog
floor.
be a cheer on it to be good anyway.
The
Come
lowest.
on now.
All right, and how do you guys cook your hot dogs like at home?
Grill.
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 You just say you're not firing up the grill though.
I mean, it's got to be a dirty water hot dog, and you got to boil them.
You gotta boil them.
If you're not
Yeah.
grilling, you're boiling them.
Yeah, I mean it's not touching my microwave. I can tell you that.
No, you can.
Or you can buy a hot dog steamer. Remember that, Kelvin? You bought a hot dog steamer?
You did. Right? You bought
Yeah,
a hot
here we
dog steamer.
He did. Tell him what happened, Kelvin.
I don't know, man. That shit was as funny as fuck.
Tell him what happened about the hot dog steamer.
The hot dog steamer. So we had two hot dog steamers in Florence, I think.
And like the first hour we turned it on, it was a no-go. Did it catch on fire or something?
No, that shit just fucking broke.
It just broke. Bro, I was so hyped about these hot dog steamers because I'm like, man, it could cook 80 hot dogs in like 40 minutes. Like, we're going to be pumping out food. Hey, RJ turned it on. And it was cooking for about like an hour. And I tried to bite it into one. And it was so bad. It was so bad. It was not done. And then it broke. And then we put it in the corner and didn't touch it for the rest of the summer.
Sheesh.
Yeah. It was terrible experience.
Sounds like a lot of problems. That's anyways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyways, appreciate y'all tuning in this episode. You know, we got a little wacky, had a good time.
Doing start bench cut.
So,
I think we're already too far. I think we're over time, but we already got an hour and 35 minutes.
How about we just do a quick start bench cut, no explanation?
okay, we're doing franchise start bench cut of Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jalen Hurts, right?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. No Jalen Hurts. I'll start franchise. Give me Mr. Burrow. Starter, give me Lamar Jackson. Bench, give me Tua Tagovailoa. Cut, Justin Herbert. Coach P, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna say franchise. Give me Lamar. I have reasons, but since we're not explaining, I'd start Justin Herbert. I would bench Tua and I would cut Burrow.
Brewer.
Starting Lamar. No, excuse me. Franchise and Lamar. Starting Justin Herbert. Benching Joe Burrow. Cutting Tua.
Kelvin.
Wow. I'm franchising Justin, starting Joe Burrow, benching Lamar, cutting Tua.
James.
Franchise my man, Jay Herbo. I'm starting Lamar. I'm benching Tua. I'm cutting Joe Burrow. Holy crap, I cannot say that.
Joe Shiesty.
All right. Appreciate y'all coming out this weekend. Subscribe, like the channel on YouTube, follow our socials. We'll have our main man Davo back next week, and be ready for some content to get pushed out later this week. See y'all later.
Peace.